Yo, 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 in a bottle of rum. Yeah, we hit that note. Lovely. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, MM2K of PNTS Network and CloudDosage back again. Yes, it's been a long time with SLS featuring MM2K. We're having a good conversation today, man. It's been a while. I'm excited. Loving cloud gaming. I'm a few moments late simply because I was just playing some games, getting my ass kicked. Thanks to everybody that came over and checked me out over on Hard Knock Digital Culture. That's my that's me. That's all me. That's my game streaming platform when we do nothing but hardcore gaming. We talk about hardcore anime and hardcore martial arts. Just a bunch of geekery over there. Hardcore geekery, if that isn't an oxymoron. Yeah, so if you want to check that out, you can either go to H as in Henry, HNDC.live. That'll take you to our website where you can view our live streams, or you can just go to twitch.com, twitch.tv/Mighty Most 2000. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. This won't be the only show that you'll hear my loud mouth in. It won't be the last one. Rather, I'm going to say around 5 or maybe 6 o'clock. I still haven't decided when I'm going to schedule it because it's a rebroadcast. But around 5 or 6 o'clock, for those of you that enjoy the HNDC content but don't like it so much over on Twitch, come and join me 5 or 6 o'clock tonight over on MM2K Gaming YouTube. And then you can partake upon our NRO podcast. That's the new rugged order. Everything's got to be hardcore, man. Every damn thing. The new rugged order over. We're bringing it over. We're porting it over from Hard Knock Digital Culture over to YouTube at MM2K Gaming. You can catch episode 4, I believe it is, later today. All right. You definitely, I think we're going to do it at 6, because what time is Clive going live? Clive is going live at 5, I think. He usually runs for about an hour. So yeah, I'm going to do it at 6. Only because, I mean, again, this is mainstream gaming stuff. So this is Xbox, PlayStation, like the consoles, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really have anything to do with cloud gaming. It's very seldomly brought up when we're doing an NRO podcast. But for those of you that, like for instance, when you went out this past Black Friday or when you were scouring around on Cyber Monday, those of you that may have bought new consoles, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people took that Stadia stimulus and said, look, man, I feel comfortable that the consoles are going to stay around. So I am going to pick me up a console just to have one, you know, even though I might spend most of my time playing on the actual cloud version. You know what I'm saying? That's what my grandson did. My poor grandson, he was so distraught when he found out that Stadia was closing down. And I told his mom, I said, look, I'm gonna have these games to play because they're gonna be closing down. You know, went out and got him. Now I got a PlayStation 5. So that's the talk of the town with all the grandkids. And I had it since day one. You got a PlayStation 5? What's your old butt doing with a PlayStation 5? Like, these kids is plotting on me. Like my oldest grandson, I swear he was going to hit me over the head with a monkey wrench and try to take my PlayStation 5. You know what I'm saying? I had to be on guard at all times, keep it locked up in the office, keep it hidden. But now my third oldest grandchild, his mom went and got him a PlayStation 5. So he ain't got to sit there and gawk. Pap, where's your PlayStation 5? They just want to look at it. Like, it's in the office where it always is. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, what these little ruts trying to do? They plotting on me, man. They gonna put some ricin in my Metamucil. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tie Granddad's Pap's toes together. Let's put some rice in this Metamucil. Take him right out, man. You go grab the PlayStation 5, toss it out the window. I'm gonna catch it with my pajamas. Yeah, these little shiesty bugs. I don't trust them. Not at all. Nope. So he got his PlayStation 5. They can plot on him now. But let me know what y'all have been doing, with your consoles and all that good stuff. Or what platforms you've been playing. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. We're going to talk about that. But one of the topics that I want to bring up, and again, this is an open mic forum. This is not, I know I've been guilty of this in the past. Hold on, let's get some music on too. I've been guilty of this in the past. And let me know if that's too loud, if I need to turn that down some. I've been guilty of this in the past where it's been like 3 hours of me talking and then I go to the chat for about 5-10 minutes. We're not doing that anymore. This is all about y'all. We're trying to get a pulse of where people are at as far as these platforms are concerned, what you guys and gals have been up to in your search of finding new platforms since the closure of Stadia, or since Stadia's closure was announced rather. We really want to help people on that path. So I got a couple of topics that I do want to talk about. Well, really just one. And then, we're going to open the floor to y'all, just basically what y'all want to do. I tried. Now I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to try this again because that was horrible. I tried doing a Q&A, like the Q&A option that's in YouTube now. And y'all mugs, it was nothing but crickets. I've never seen anything like that. So I'm just going to pull comments out of the chat like I normally do. But before we get started, hold on. Do us a huge favor. Let everybody know that we're live. Tweet this out. We appreciate it. Let me go to a couple of places and make sure that it's been mentioned that we are live. Okay. Nothing's been put here. Hold on. Twitch. PNTS Voidio. See if it's okay. Today at 11. Okay, I'm gonna do this. We are live at everyone. We are live. I see what this bot is doing in our Discord. This bot, what it does is it lets you know. Yeah, sit now. It lets you know when we're live. It lets you know when I've created the video, but it doesn't let you know when we've actually gone live. So that's a problem. I got to fix that. Let me see who else. We're going to go to the old Discord. We're going to let people know that we live in here. That should have already happened now. The old Discord is better at that. Or I could be lying. Maybe the old Discord ain't better at that. I'm looking at it right now. It ain't saying Jack Squad. Let me see. PNTS. Members. Okay, so that's all right. Contributor. Oh, wow. Okay. And everyone, no. So my bot, well, that's all right because I need to get out of this old Discord anyway. So now, so y'all ain't said that's why ain't nobody know when I was going live. Jiminy Crickets. All right. So again, if you could do me a huge favor, tweet everybody, let everybody know that we are live. I'd appreciate it. All right. So I'm going to shout everybody out in the chat because y'all deserve it, because without y'all, there is no us. So let's go to the chat and see what everybody is saying. First, let me minimize. There we go. All right. We got Squid in the house. He says, yo. We got Vet in the house. What's up, good brother? Thank you for the support. Vet was over there with me getting my ass kicked over on Division 2. Yeah, Vet, let me know whenever you want to run global event or something like that. I will get your gear up, man. Matter of fact, what you should do is join the Old Dirty Blasters, man. Join the Old Dirty Blasters. We be having a ball. Rooster is in the house. Good to see you. We got our homie, Dusty Aran, the postmaster. He says, yo, just got a Series S as a birthday and Christmas gift from my fam. I think I'll get Game Pass. Oh, Dusty, you ain't have Game Pass? Oh man, I thought you already had it. I know you've been rocking out with your Switch. Ron Slusher in the house. This is the new my brother is a comedian all over Twitter. This is the new what am I gonna call him? I gotta think of a name for him. But he says, I'm playing Stadia till next month, baby. Nerds World in the house. Good to see you, brother. V, I ain't seen you in a minute. What's going on, man? How you been? Good to hear from you. We got Charnel in the house. He said, watch out for the monkey riches. Yeah. We gonna tie granddad's toes together, man. You put the rice in his Metamucil. And you just toss the PlayStation 5 out the window. I'll catch it in my my Barney pajamas. Yeah, these grandkids, they wretched, man. They ratchet. I done seen what they done did to their parents. I've seen what they've done to their parents. Me and Nana don't play, so they don't do that to us. But they try some slick stuff. They try to be slick, boy. Because they so used to getting their way with their parents. It ain't happening with me. I don't play those games. I'm not your friend. We'll joke around, we'll cut up, but don't you touch my PlayStation. If you touch my PlayStation 5, you're gonna have to take me out. And my grandkids are so crazy, they willing to do that, man. Hey, Pap, they just out of nowhere, Pap, where's your PlayStation 5? This is in the office where it always is. Oh, okay. Poppy, did you get that? Plotting with each other. Oh man. That says just finished a 4-hour stream last night on Twitch. Beat Spider-Man Miles Morales via Boosteroid Cloud Gaming. Yeah, definitely check out Vet's stream with Spider-Man Miles Morales. You can play that in the cloud, man. That's miraculous, man. That's good. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow, and then you're gonna hear it publicly on Saturday. Another thing too I want to mention before we get into these topics is for those of you that are members, I've been like everywhere because I've been producing stuff and talking to people, trying to get new content going. But what I failed to detail enough, and hopefully you guys became members if you weren't members or you renewed your membership. We're giving out $50 gift certificate to your platform of choice. You just let us know for being a member. The way the tickets work is that it depends on the tier that you're at. If you're at the first tier, which is I think the dose, that normally would grant you one ticket. If you're at the prescription, that normally grants you 2 tickets. And if you're at the sure shot level, that normally grants you 3 tickets. But we switched the game up. We're giving everybody an extra ticket. So instead of it being 1, 2, 3, it is now 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then on top of that, you'll get additional tickets based upon how many consecutive months you've been a member. So let me take for instance, if you were at the dose level and you've been a consecutive member for 2 months, you not only get those 2 tickets that we told you about, but you'll get an additional ticket for 2 months, consecutive months. If you are a member for 3 months consecutively, at least 3 months, you're going to get 2 tickets on top of that. So here we go. So you get a ticket, you get an additional ticket that takes you up to 2. If you've been consecutive for 2 months, you get an additional ticket that takes you up to 3. And if you were consecutive for 2 months, that'll give you a 4th ticket. That's just at the first level. Add a ticket on top of that if you go higher. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that all makes sense. So you get out of this whole deal, You can have 5 entries, or 6 entries, I'm sorry. You can have up to 6 entries in this one raffle. All right, so we're back to doing the monthly raffles for the members. We've had more content than ever this past week. Where cloud streaming diagnosis, that's our content where we compare videos of games that we play on different platforms, the same game, but on different platforms. You can get to see us do that analysis. That's a member thing. You know what I'm saying? We brought back My First Look, where we switch it up. I might do one live, but then it becomes a member thing, or it may launch as a member thing, but it becomes live later. But you don't miss out on any of that if you're a member, okay? So make sure you're a member so you can be part of the raffles, the special podcasts, and you can see My First Looks, all right? And also don't forget about Stadia, Jesus Christ, CloudDosage streams. We had a big month last month. We had over 40,000 views. That was crazy. I wasn't expecting that. We had 40,000 views last month on CloudDosage streams. So go over there and check it out. See what the craze is. All right. What's up? Bulls for life. Good to see you, my good friend. Okay, so let's get into these topics. And the topics are being brought to you, of course, by... Let me show you something. These topics are being brought to you courtesy of our website, CloudDosage.com. Check out the great content. All things cloud gaming being brought to you by the fantastic crew over at CloudDosage.com. They're over there killing it. One of our headline stories so far this month is that we've been staying on top of this Amazon Luna thing. You know what I'm saying? Our writers have been checking it out. They got questions. You know what I'm saying? Now me on the other hand, I'm like, it might just be a cutback, but the writers over there, they're like, nah, MM, we ain't falling for that bibble babble, and so things may seem a certain way. We'll see what Amazon provides us. But if you want to stay up to date on some of this news breaking with Amazon, check out our team over there. They've broken that news. Also, when you see the individual article, you can buy them a coffee. Support our writers. You know what I'm saying? Like show them some love. Like Tyler did oh my God, man. Tyler did a hell of a review of Ghost of Tsushima, which included the cloud review. He did that on CloudDosage YouTube, and he did it on the website. You know what I mean? So just show a little bit of appreciation towards our contributors, man. That'd be fantastic. All right. So what we have here is we have a very interesting set of events. And I'm going to talk about it. I'm giving my opinion. All right. This is my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think. The two things that have happened is Battlefield 2042 has landed on xCloud. And we got a story on that. So our story reads as follows. Big news. We aren't sure if this was going to happen when the game didn't immediately show up on the cloud, but sure enough, if you go over to xbox.com/play, you can now play Battlefield 2042 on the cloud. That's cause to celebrate. All right, there's that story about it coming to xCloud, and then GeForce just said, okay, I see you and I'm gonna raise you one. And it's now also coming to GeForce Now. It says highlights this week list EA's Battlefield 2042 with RTX on and NVIDIA DLSS. So members can experience the action on the dynamically changing battleground in all their splendid glory. It launches on GeForce Now just in time for the newest update, Season 3 Escalation, and a free access week in December 1st through 4th. There's even an award just for GeForce Now members to claim. Yes. Shout out to my brother Sean L. He says, I want my extra 20. Oh, man. Shout out to my brother Sean L. I appreciate you, brother. Here's the thing, man. And I'm gonna put a poll out here. Oh, I wanna know. Start a poll. Where are you most excited to try Battlefield 2042 in the cloud? Now, I'm not, you gotta pick one or the other. I'm not gonna say both. I'm gonna say xCloud or GeForce Now. I'll put GF in. Let us know. Where are you most excited to try Battlefield 2042 on the cloud? It was a big topic last year. Remember when we were wondering what was going to be Stadia's big game, right? We were hoping it was going to be Battlefield, and it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And we were wondering if it was going to come to the cloud at all. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy to see the level of excitement. I mean, back to back. Now, I don't know. Can somebody tell me, Vet? Because I know we were talking about it in my live stream. Vet or I don't know what CGD's doing. I don't know if CGD is here. Shout out to CGD. Is GeForce is Battlefield live on GeForce Now? Because to be honest with you, and I'm kind of glad this wasn't the case. Only for me, I'm selfish. I'm glad it wasn't live yet because I probably be playing it up until it was time to go live here, and I wouldn't have known that Division 2 had a global event, and I would be mad. So I see y'all responding. Shout out to my brother Simpleton. Yo, I'm seeing a lot of faces. It's about to bring me to tears, man. I see y'all in a second. Bulls for Life says, MM2K, what's your PSN? I don't think I have you on my list. Yeah, let me drop my PSN here. Damn, what is my PSN? Oh, snap. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up. I'm gonna give it to all of y'all. I was just on there trying to claim the games for December and they're not live yet. PlayStation.com. Let me look this up real quick. What is mine? Oh, okay, here it goes. Because I knew it was something funky because my name was taken when I tried to sign up. It is, okay, hold on. My PlayStation ID is MOS 2000. Now I'm gonna keep it jiggy with y'all. When you send me a friend invite on PlayStation, this is the only place I require this. On PlayStation, y'all gotta tell me who y'all are. I love the PlayStation platform. But there are a lot of weirdos over. There's a lot of weirdos over there. I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. If you don't tell me who you are in your message, I'm not friending you. Oh my gosh. And the thing is that when I say weirdos, I don't mean generally, but y'all gotta remember when I came in this game, I was like a full-fledged Xbox dude, like, you know, just rah, you know, hating on PlayStation people. You know what I'm saying? You know, I admit it, I was hating on them. And when I started my PlayStation ID, I became, I don't want to say a target, but yeah, people were like trying to troll me all the time. Oh, look at you, bot. What are you doing over here? Xbox ain't giving you enough. I thought PlayStation was trash, this and that. And every now and again, even though it's completely flipped, my perception of PlayStation versus Xbox, console-wise, I still get these random. Let me tell y'all a story before we get into the news. I think you guys will get and you'll be interested in this. There almost wasn't no MM2K. Like none. When I first started doing this, now mind you, a lot of people may ask, oh, MM, why you don't show your face, all this other stuff. And I kind of explained this, I think, last SLS, when I was going off on Stadia, or when I wasn't going off on Stadia, I was going off on Google. Well, because of what I do, and because I deal with Google, government entities, I would have to get permission for my likeness to be on TV, for my name to be recorded in an interview, all that stuff. I got to get permission. I forget the terminology, but the concern, it's called a persuadable person, something like that, where when you're dealing with government entities or transactions that government entities are doing, the fear is that you could be bribed. So the fear is that Dusty Iran, might be working for a country that's on a terrorist watch list or something like that. And he tells me, hey, look, overlook these transactions that are going to come through on Monday, MM2K. I mean, let's say he finds out what I do, and then he's like, overlook these transactions that are coming through MM2K on Monday, and I'm gonna send you a $3,000 super chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the concern. So before I do, I mean, I'm not allowed to give donations. I'm not allowed to receive political donations. So like, say if I wanted to work with the city mayor and somebody walked up to me and said, hey, Mr. MM2K, thank you for helping me take my grocery bags to the car after this event. Here goes $20. That's considered a donation, and I could be terminated for not reporting that $20 being handed to me. It gets crazy like that, but I understand it to a degree, and that's the world that, look, I want to cash the check from them. That's the world that I've acclimated myself to. So I can't go online, and I gotta go through things to make sure that the identity is still hidden. There's another way to say it, but to say it, because if they find out what I'm doing, or there's acknowledgement that that's my identity, then I got to get approval from them, and they'll definitely say no, and that'll be the end of everything. You know what I mean? So that's why I go through the lengths of doing what I'm doing. But this is how weird some of the PlayStation people got last gen, and I get little rumblings of it here and there. So me and Porter Rock, if you follow this console war and all this other stuff, or some of the talking heads on Twitter, you definitely know who Porter Rock is. So me and Porter Rock had went back and forth with some videos. I'm an Xbox dude. He's a PlayStation guy. Plus, me and Porter Rock had this infamous bet that the Xbox One X was going to outsell the PlayStation in November or something like that, right? So me and him had some videos. We went back and forth, clowning each other, whatever, you know, what they do on that side. Excuse me. And I started getting, I didn't understand the level of vitriol that people had for this stuff. So a guy that was a fan of Porter Rock kept putting these crazy comments in my chat. Well, way back when I had did something, and I wasn't even thinking about it. I did something and left my work number somewhere, like during a show or something like that, so that if you weren't a creep or a cretin, it would have went right past you. Well, this guy found my work number, or spotted it, took note of it in a show, because that's what they do. They scour through these shows, found where I had put my work number on there. I think what it was, I was talking to Z, and I said, Z, just call me, and I was mumbling the work number, not thinking anything of it. And the guy called me, and he was trying to pretend to be my dentist, but he didn't know my name. And he's like, yeah, well, I said my name on the phone, because when I answer the phone, you got to say your first name. So when I said my name, he's like, oh yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, you got your dentist appointment. I'm like, what? I'm like, hold on. I'm like, something don't seem right about this. I said, let me, because it just didn't sound right. So I went out in the hallway, got on one of my masked phone numbers, and I called him from there. And because I had caller ID, and the guy started going off, dude, you talking about Puerto Rico like that? You mother, said what? And the guy had a wild name. I could say, but I ain't gonna say it. It was real vulgar. It had a real vulgar, wild name. I said, what? I said, bro, I said, how did you get this number? Don't worry about it. And I had to think back, and I was like, oh yeah, I did utter it to Z or something had happened. But yeah, ever since then, I said, no, this is a special breed, and I am not getting caught up in this mess. Y'all are not going to make me lose my job. So I am not, when it comes to these PlayStation dudes, oh, hell no. You got to know, I'm not friending anybody unless I know who you is. So long story short, if you send me a friend's request via there, you got to let me know who you are. I don't want y'all to, like, that MM2K, I sent you a friend's request 3 years ago. You still ain't. It ain't nothing personal, but if I don't know who you are, if you don't say who it is, then I ain't gonna friend you. Because them dudes is weird, man. Them cats can get hella weird. Shout out to Jeremy Mooney. He says, hello, gang. My gamer laptop with my Stadia Stimmy. That's what's up. And hitting the GFN and Steam for my, that's dope. That is dope. He said, put that towards Game Pass, son. Canceled Ubi Plus until we learn of what Luna is doing. Here's how I feel about it. So I'm gonna say some things that are not gonna be liked today. I'm gonna be real with y'all. We don't know if any of these platforms are gonna stay. And y'all ain't gonna like when I say this, but we done seen some chinks in the armor of Xbox. People may have their different perceptions on what's going on or whatever, but I see it like this. And I know people are like, oh, MM2K, well, you thought that Google was going to stick with Stadia. Yeah, okay. I didn't know Google. Again, this is nothing against the Stadia people. I didn't know Google as well as I know Microsoft and Xbox. I've been following Xbox for a year. I know them like the back of my hand. Everything that we reported on our channel has come to fruition with the platform. I had no idea that Google, of all companies, wouldn't try to take a fathomable path when dealing with this. And trying to stick it out, because they need to more than anybody. They're just about dead last when it comes to the big three, when it comes into cloud saturation period. Xbox has a name for itself. At least Amazon, has studios that have, either ported or developed at least one or two games, like Lost Ark and the New World, that at least got some accolades. So people look at them and say, okay, there's some competency there. Outside of a mobile store, Google doesn't have a name for itself. So therefore, you would think that they would understand the dynamics of all three of those things, why they needed to have a little bit more, a stronger appetite. But that's here nor there. No, Microsoft. And I'm going to tell you this. Whenever you see Phil Spencer backtracking from something, not a good sign. Microsoft has a habit of talking about things when they are in flight. That is a big no-no. But that's because Microsoft has survived a lot off of fan service. Like, you got to understand, since 2015, as far as any critically acclaimed or really any critically successful title for its atypical base, they haven't produced anything. Yes, Sea of Thieves has done well on Steam, and they found a new mileage or a new lane there as far as putting games on Steam and seeing what they can get out of the Steam purchases of games. And yes, that has brought in another revenue source for them. But it's still not enough for them to compete with PlayStation. And before you guys say, well, that's just a console, Microsoft is bigger. Oh, believe you me, do not believe that PlayStation is resting on their laurels when it comes to the cloud. They just don't have to pursue this as strongly as Xbox does right now. Like, this is Xbox's bread and butter. Xbox's bread and butter is convenience and budget. PlayStation's bread and butter is quality. And they're just leaning on that quality. Think about it. They've hardly done any shows. They don't do a lot of fanfare. Their cloud and approach to their versions of Game Pass, again, are lackluster and compared to Microsoft. And they're still ahead of them. So they're just leaning on their quality. That being said, Microsoft does a lot of lip service while things are in flight, and often things derail and they just back away from it. Last month, we've heard Microsoft try to talk down not only Game Pass, it's only going to get up to 15%, but they tried to talk down cloud gaming. It's years before, you know what I mean? It's years before this thing is anything. So I wouldn't be surprised if Game Pass, depending upon what happens with this Activision Blizzard deal, I wouldn't be surprised if Game Pass looks different in a significant way if that Activision Blizzard deal doesn't come through, meaning maybe every single Xbox AAA game, that is, doesn't land day and date. What? MM2K, what? Yes. Those games now are scaling up to $500 million a pop to make. You don't keep putting them in Game Pass if Game Pass's ceiling is 15%. At the end of the day, this is a business. A business has to make money. You're going to see a change if the status quo remains. Now, if they get the ABK deal finished, then the sky's the limit. If they get Call of Duty, I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying, like it's a different ball game. If they get Call of Duty and all that other stuff, if things go as planned, then yeah, cloud is even stronger because everybody wants to play Call of Duty in the cloud, right? I mean, again, that's why everybody's clapping like baby seals over Battlefield 2042, because that's the closest thing they're going to get to Call of Duty in the cloud. So if that goes through, then all I'm saying is null and void. But if it doesn't go through, and in 2023, where they got a bunch of AAA games coming, in 2024, they got a bunch more coming. If that don't drive Game Pass closer to that, and we talked about this in 2018, y'all, but I know y'all ain't know me back then, but we crunched the numbers and did all of it. Go to my MM2K Gaming's channel, check out my content from then. If those games in 2023 and 2024 don't drive Game Pass closer to 60 million subscribers, and they don't get the ABK deal, Game Pass is going to look a little bit different. And that could have a down spiral effect on what they do on the cloud side. So all of the cloud, particularly in this tumultuous financial times, of them are, you know, makes you raise a brow, potentially. I mean, I don't want that to be the case because I'm a cloud gamer and I love cloud gaming. But what I'm trying to say, and for Dusty Rand's question, is that I know Amazon isn't saying a lot. I know that they lost a whole bunch of games. But what I also know too is that Amazon hasn't announced that they shut. Amazon really wasn't doing a lot anyway. They just kind of existed. And they existed in America. And they're doing things, but they're not going all out. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not going all out. And what you could be seeing is a cutback. You could be seeing games that really weren't getting any traction. They look great on the roster sheet, but they weren't getting any traction. A lot of people weren't playing them, and it wasn't justifying the cost. And here's the thing about Amazon. See, it's different for services like GFN and Stadia, where purchasing a game is a staple part of the service. With GFN and Amazon Luna, you don't have to buy a game. I mean, not GFN. With xCloud and Amazon Luna, there is no purchasing a game. So if any of them services go kaput, I mean, you're only paying for your time with the game anyway. It was different with Stadia. Stadia, I mean, I know a lot of people feel like, oh, this was great that Stadia refunded us. No, this wasn't great. This is what they needed to do. Why? Because unlike the Sega Genesis, the Sega Saturn, the GameCube, and all those other platforms, once Stadia shuts down, you can never play those games on that platform again. When those other platforms shut down, stop making consoles, guess what? You can still play the games there. Stadia had to refund us. They had to. They don't get any. Google doesn't get any stripes for that. Because at least and that's why they are refunding for the games that you purchased, for the hardware that you bought, but they're not refunding you for Stadia Pro. Well, they don't want to, but we're hearing some cases in the UK where they accidentally did it. But that's why they're doing it, because the service part of it is you just paid for the time that you had with the service. So the way I look at it is, if Amazon is in trouble, and let's just say if they were in risk of pulling the plug, it's a subscription service. In my opinion, I would just still play until, I would still utilize the subscription until it's not available anymore. You're not losing out like you would be if, let's just say, if you bought Assassin's. It's different this is what I'm saying. If I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla strictly on Amazon Luna, it's different if I bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla on Stadia. If Stadia closes down, I wouldn't bought that license, and I can no longer play that game. But if I'm using a subscription service, I'm only paying for the time that I'm spending with it. At worst, they would have to refund me if they do it at the end of a month. But I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, if they do it in the middle of the month, I don't think Amazon is going to shut off. You're like, okay, tomorrow we're done. They're going to, if they shut down, they're going to do what Stadia did. We're closing the service and XOX. So what I'm saying is, if it doesn't bother you, Dusty, this is just my suggestion, in my opinion. If it doesn't bother you that much, and you were enjoying your games on Luna, go ahead and play them on Luna. And especially if your grandfather Oh, if you were grandfathered into Luna and you were saving an extra $2 and you were actually still enjoying those games, I would say continue to enjoy them. Because you're only paying for the time that you're having with them. You didn't buy a license. But if it's no big deal to you, if it's nothing and you're just like, well, I just rather be detached from it, then go ahead. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to lose my grandfathered status. Like, I pay only $5.99 for Luna Plus, and I don't pay the extra $2 for the Ubisoft Plus cloud. When they let me know that they're shutting down, then I'll stop paying because it's only a rental service. Again, it's different if it's and GFN is going to be a little bit would be a little bit more messy. Get services like GFN and Boosteroid because they're not the ones selling you the game. Steam is, or Origin is, or Green Man Gaming is. So if they shut down, oh well, they just shut down. You got to get hardware to play those games now. You know what I mean? So I would be a little bit more cautious there. But something like Luna or xCloud, even though we're seeing signs of this, and Luna's signs are definitely more brow raising, I would admit, than xCloud's. You're just paying for the time with the service. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't fret too much. That's just my opinion. Who else we got up in here? Simpleton says, really you say your name when you answer your phone. I'm like, who this? No, when I Simpleton, when I answer my phone at work, you know, you got to say, hello, this is such and such. I am so and so. How can I help you? You know, so when I said my name, that person knew what my name was, and they said it, and they were trying to act like they were my dentist. I'm like, what? What's this? Yeah, don't forget about PlayStation Cloud Gaming via PlayStation Plus Premium. Yeah. I know we always, and me included, we always forget about that one, but we may not be forgetting about that soon. I'll leave out. Well, you guys have been following. May not be. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, this is my thoughts. Who else we got up in here? He says, I get free games with Game Pass, so free is best. I would say they were free. You wouldn't get those games unless you paid for the service. You know, so, but that does coincide with my point, Rooster, is that you're not paying for a license. You're just paying for access to those titles. So if let's just say if xCloud were, you know, again, this is all hypothetical. Let's just say if xCloud were to shut down tomorrow. I mean, were to announce that they were shutting down. So I wouldn't cancel the subscription. I would just play it until it shuts down. Now, what's different, again, in a case like a Stadia or somebody else, to where you got to purchase the game. Because now it's like, well, damn, what am I going to do? In the case of Stadia, okay, y'all giving me my refund? Yeah, because y'all shutting down my access to everything. Opposed to even with Steam or Boosteroid, you can still play it via PC. But if I'm a cloud gamer, my likely capability of playing it through PC or playing it natively evolved is hampered. So now I got to stop paying for the subscription service because I got to build up my cash and buy hardware. See, that's different. You know what I mean? So Simpleton says, I'm playing more xCloud nowadays. That's what's up. And don't forget to poll, y'all, because we're interested to figure out where everybody's at. We only got 12 votes. I know everybody ain't vote. Oh, okay. Vest says, yes, it's live. Oh, that's what's up, brother. That's what's up. What else we got here? David Wilson in the house. Good to see you as well, brother. Long time no see. We got CGD in the house. What's going on? Sean else says, with Luna, I play the games I'm going to probably end up buying anyway. I was just saving hard drive space. I just download my game data and keep going. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got access to the game. Now, if your thought process, now to Dusty's point, if your thought process is, oh man, I don't want to keep paying the subscription service when XYZ games on this platform I really like. I'm just going to save that money and buy those games. That's different. I get that. Like, say if you really play, oh man, I really play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or what you see on the screen right now. What is this, Timex or whatever? Let's take a bigger look at that. What I forget the name of it. I call it Timex. Don't laugh at me, y'all. Come on. Y'all know I'm old. My grandkids plotting on me to take my PlayStation. I ain't got all my scruples. What, Timeasia, or Tippy Tap, whatever the hell it's called. Oh, I really like this game, but I don't want to keep paying towards the subscription if I'm not going to be able to play this game in 3 months. So I'm going to take that money and I'm just going to buy it. That's different. That's different. I get that. You know what I mean? But again, that's the thing with Luna and Game Pass. For as much as people look at Timeasia, as much as people look at issues with the subscription model, you could say, well, it's a subscription. I'm only paying for the time that I'm spending with it anyway. You know what I mean? So. But again, let us know in the poll where you are most excited to try Battlefield 2042 in the cloud. Here's my thoughts as far as Battlefield 2042. I see, and really where this poll is at, 67% to 33%. That's where I think most of the Stadia community has diverted. Most of you guys have diverted to xCloud, or Xbox in general. The rest have, gone to GFN and maybe Boosteroid as well. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, however you guys do it. My user case, I didn't necessarily need the 3080 tier, but if it's available, I'm gonna get it, and I'm glad that I have it. Because what it does is, as a streamer, it gives me access to quality output with low resources, so I can stream these games at 4K. You know what I'm saying, and not have to worry about my computer being severely bogged down because I'm not playing it natively. I'm not natively playing it off the same machine that I'm trying to stream it from. You guys know if you try to do both, that's very taxing on your hardware. So that's why I prefer GFN, but a lot of people prefer xCloud because of the convenience, and they feel like it works well enough for them, and that's cool. I'm gonna say this. Try them both because it's a free weekend on GFN if you have GFN, or try it on xCloud. The thing about xCloud is it's always going to be part of the subscription service, which is a plus. To where with GFN, you're going to have to purchase it, or you're going to have to join EA Play. Or EA Play Pro, I think it is. You're gonna have to join one of those, right? Because if you join one of those, oh Jesus, just watch the video. If you join one of those, if you join one of those services, you can get access to Battlefield as part of the subscription service. So just something to think about. Something to definitely think about, and definitely take into consideration depending upon what your user case is. I want that ray tracing on, the DLSS. I need all that. And the thing about GFN for me is it gives me an advantage because of the lower latency and the clarity of the picture. Like I can actually see, so I can not just experience I'll put it like this. If you want to experience the game, xCloud is fine enough. But me, I'm very competitive. I want to be competitive in the game. I don't want to just play along, or I don't want to just experience it. Eventually, that's going to be my thoughts at first. But at some point in time, I'm going to want to be competitive in the game. And I can be competitive with GeForce Now. So that's the best way I would describe it. If you want to just experience the game, you know, and it's really not your cup of tea, I think it's a no-brainer, you know, try it on xCloud, because you're not making any additional financial commitments opposed to the subscription. But if, you know, if this is something that's your take, your cup of tea, and you're like, okay, now I might hunker down on this thing a little bit, that's going to require you to be competitive. Even against other Xbox people, I can't really see how you can be competitive on xCloud. But you could do so, I feel, definitely on GeForce Now. So just my take, just my 2 cents on it. He says, I'm back, my phone died. We got Rudiggs in the house. Rudiggs, what's going on, good brother? You been playing some, you get your hands on that Battlefield? Rudiggs is another one. And don't forget our poll. Check out our poll. Where are you most excited to try Battlefield 2042 in the cloud? Here's something to think about. Now, it's a free weekend, so it really don't matter. I was gonna say, try it on xCloud and then commit to buy it on. Look, here's the thing about xCloud versus GFN at the moment. People look at that and say, well, I don't have to buy the game. And that's great. But like with anything, you get what you pay for. Think about that. You get what you pay for. So again, a game like that, if I'm going to get into it, I want to experience it because of the scale of it. And if I do end up liking it, I want to be competitive in it. Like that's how XDefiant is. Like XDefiant normally is a genre of game that I'm not into, but when I got into it, I loved it, and I want to be competitive. And I just don't want to play it. I want to be competitive in it. And I'm telling you, I had this conversation in the DM. We have a lot of DMs where we I talk to a lot of these content creators. Y'all don't. I know some of y'all were like, "Oh, you're right." I talked to a lot of well-known content creators, and you know, they were talking smack on cloud gaming. It'll never be as good as native cloud gaming. And I said, look, one thing that can't be argued right now is the reception that cloud gaming will get. The reception that cloud gaming will get at this moment in time is nowhere near dedicated device gaming. But that doesn't speak to the capabilities. I said, for instance, you look at the 3080 tier. The 3080 tier, when Digital Foundry did its comparison, and pretty much every major comparison except for in 120 frames per second mode, it beat the Xbox Series X. And I'm talking about latency, you know, all that, every single measure, it beat it. Except for when the game was in 120 frames per second mode. That's where GFN was starting to lose in latency, but it was only losing by 11 points or 21 points or 21 milliseconds. Let me not say points, 21 milliseconds. You're not going to notice 21. You are not going to notice 21 milliseconds. So cloud gaming can potentially be on par or in ways be better than dedicated device gaming. I was telling them, I said, this AI and this machine learning is a bad mamma jamma. Y'all need to do y'all research. I said, but no, there is no question that the concept still has to grow on people. And it's gonna take some time to do that. But cloud gaming definitely is capable. Very capable. We're testaments to that. We're not just spending our money on this just to do it. That's what a lot of people want to believe. They think that we're into this cloud gaming just because we want to belong somewhere. That's bullpucky. We didn't have access to game the way that we wanted to before cloud gaming came. And instead of demagoguing and stereotyping a group of gamers, try it. Try it. Then use your brain to put yourself in our situation and say, okay, if this is what I'm getting and this is my situation, aha, it makes sense why I like this, opposed to and getting out of your own shoes. If you can't do that, then that's just sorry to me as an individual to not be able to get out of your own shoes and try to understand the motivators of other people. Don't mean you got to agree with it. I don't mean it is for you. I think that's sorry. You definitely can't be a leader of people if you're not that. Any numbskull can go and shout out commands. Do this, do that, do that. But a leader connects. A dictator just commands. A leader connects. You definitely can't be a leader if you don't have the ability to get out of your own shoes, put yourself in somebody else, because you got to find a leader has to know what motivates the people that he's leading. And if a leader cannot define or connect to what motivates the people that he's leading, he or she are leading, then what is your purpose? Then you're not a leader. You're a dictator. You know? So I was having that conversation with my friends. It was very interesting. I just kept shooting them down. They just using the same old BS. You know, oh, the latency and this, that, and the other. I'm like, whatever. Not true. So. But with that said, very interesting dynamic to see Battlefield 2042 available on both platforms and to see where people will be going to play it. And it looks like 2-1. It's xCloud over GFN. And that doesn't surprise me because when we were doing our studies earlier on, this is what I was explaining to people. And I don't feel bad about it because I prefer GFN at the moment. I knew this. I knew that I wasn't the atypical test case of a cloud game or a Stadia gamer. I was willing to deal with some of the issues with 60 frames per second and some of the things with clarity because the convenience was so important to me. Like the convenience was paramount to me more than anything because I could just get in and get out of the game and have a little bit of my resources mess with while I'm streaming, and I'm in a lot, and I could just tweak the output of the game to where people would look at it and be like, hold on, is this PC? There's plenty of Stadia games I played and people ask me, oh, what are you playing on, PC? No, I'm playing on Stadia. And if it's a PlayStation person, you lie. If it's an Xbox person, unfortunately, they would just leave because Master Phil told them to hate on Stadia, so they can't. That being said, yeah, interesting dynamic, depends upon your use case, where you'll be playing it, but it's definitely a great thing that it's here now. And so I would support the game being here, because if this ABK deal, I mean, I got to be honest with you, a lot of people ain't gonna like this. I'm hopeful that Activision Blizzard remains neutral. Why? Because they're the maker of a bunch of AAA games, and I don't want to be forced to play AAA games on xCloud. I don't. If I was just a console gamer, I wouldn't care, but I'm a cloud gamer because the console, the Series X is more than capable. I'm a cloud gamer. And I think AAA games that have been multi-plat like that for years, I want to continue to see them multi-plat. And I want to see them on other cloud platforms. I want to see the day where Call of Duty is on GFN and Xbox. It's not that I don't want it on Xbox, be on Xbox too. It can be on everywhere. I would like to see it everywhere. And I don't want to see where I got as a cloud gamer, I gotta play it on xCloud. That's just me. Now, if xCloud performed better, if they were at least able to do 1440p, 4K, you know, better latency and all that other stuff, I'd be like, okay, well, it's worth it. I mean, it's a shame that something that was multi-plat with access is being denied, but this platform performs more well-roundedly. You know, this is great. So, again, I told you I was going to say some things y'all didn't like, but I'm just giving y'all my honest opinion about this. Remember in the chat, what's up, Rude Diggs? Thank you for your support as always. It's a free weekend. I will try it on GFN because I got that 30. Yeah, you ain't never lied, good brother. That's me too. It says, where are the new Luna games? I don't know, man. Amazon Ron. You done changed your name, man. Amazon Ron. You need to find out for us, man. Where are those new Luna games? The people over at CloudDosage, they are hard at work trying to reach out to Amazon and figure out what the hell's going on. I mean, I want to play Kingdoms of Amular. I really want to play that game through Amazon. I think that's one of the biggest gets that they've gotten in a while. And if they can't get that game, I mean, that studio's shut down. They can't get that game, man. Ooh, it's gonna be rough. All right. So we did the poll for where you guys are playing, where you guys want to play Battlefield 2042. We're gonna do one last poll while we open it up to the chat, and regardless to where you know, whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's see here. Start a poll. Where are you playing most as of late? Let's put cloud. I mean, let's put xCloud. FN. Other cloud service. Console fee. I'm gonna put on hardware. All right. So that's our poll question. Where are you playing most as of late? Is it xCloud? Is it GFN? Is it another cloud service? Is it hardware? You just said, screw it, man. I don't trust this cloud thing. And here's my thing about, because I've been, like I said, we've been having some serious conversations in that DM. If I am guilty as far as Google is concerned and not doing my homework as far as how spastic they are. Like, I've seen the kill by Google and all other stuff, but I really didn't dig deep in understanding how quick they will let something go. And somebody had showed me recently, they were like, yeah, when Stadia was saying that they weren't going anywhere, that was the Stadia people talking, and they believed that in the bottom of their hearts. They probably were given those assurances from Google. that wasn't Google's MO. Like, even though Google invested in tool sets and even though Google did this and Google did that, Google, they can wake up Monday and think one thing and wake up Tuesday and think a totally different thing. They're very spastic in their dedication. That's what I wanted to say. Google is very spastic in its dedication. So we were talking a lot in this DM about cloud gaming, just about gaming, period. And I was like, yeah, I didn't understand how spastic in their dedication they were, but had I had an inkling of how spastic they were, at best, I would have told people, just be cautious as far as converting your stuff to Google Play points. I would have told people, because man, I'm seeing people are sending me snapshots of their Google Play credit. And there's a way, shout out to the scientists, there's a way. We're gonna talk about that this week. There's a way that he says that he's verified on himself that you can convert your Google Play credit over to cash, but you're gonna take a 44% hit on it. I was hoping that Google would do right by that. Doesn't seem like it. That being said, and again, I'm not giving Google any stripes. Well, we normally don't get this stuff back. I ain't trying to hear that. Again, there's a whole market behind retro gaming. Like I can go, excuse my French, I still got a couple of my GameCube. I went and picked that up because on the last episode of the retro game show that shout out to the brother SPG does, I went and got me a GameCube, and now I'm just waiting on trying to find me a copy of I forgot the name of the damn. I always forget the name. That it tells of Vesperia. So I can still play those games. This is a whole different dynamic. So they don't get any points for that. And being that people who more likely than not converted a lot of their funds to Google Play credit so they can get those points, they're the ones that are going to be hurt most by this. A lot of people that really didn't need those extra bucks or whatever didn't do it, just bought it straight off from their credit card. But a lot of people said, hey, hold on, for every X that I spend, I'll get another $10. All right, let me convert this over. Now they're stuck like Chuck, except if they want to take a 44% hit on their purchase, they can do that. So I would advise people that when it comes to cloud gaming, just be very careful. I would buy it straight out, all of them. You know, I know there's gift cards and stuff like that being promoted. If you're getting a gift card for free, of course you ain't got nothing to worry about. Me personally, I'm kind of leery about them now. And again, we're giving them out. You're getting them from us for free. That's different. Just think about that, because the Google Play effect isn't a nice one for many people, right? I'm pretty sure that we all know somebody that it's like screwed. You know what I'm saying? At least there's some silver light. Well, I don't even want to say so. There's some light at the end of the tunnel. They got to take a 44% hit, but at least they don't lose out on them. I mean, the fact that the other proposal was that the money just sits there. And I know a lot of people, I was having this conversation too with somebody, a lot of people that have monetized channels are doing just super chatting each other, super chatting themselves. Be cautious with that, because depending upon how much money you make already, take into consideration that not only are you giving Google the 30% that they're going to take out, but then you got to pay taxes on that. And see, it's one thing if an additional 14% is coming out. Okay, fine. But when it comes to your taxes, that, depending upon how much money you get back, might set your tax rate up higher than you just losing that additional 14%. So I'll be very cautious, but that's why I turn back to it. And again, I hate to say this to the companies that, you know, have them, but that's just me personally. I'm buying everything straight out, or unless it's a gift. If it's a gift, that's different. But I want to make sure you ain't buying some moonshine and you're using it like my kids, when they bought me Outriders, they put that on a Google Play credit because they wanted to make sure that I wasn't using it to buy something else. You know what I mean? So if you're using it as a gift, you want to make sure it's used for that purpose, then fine. But if you're just buying it for yourself, just use the cash. That's my recommendation. Just use the cash. I hate to say it. Let Playgate, Google Playgate, you know, make sure that you don't make the same mistake twice. Rudix says, will Luna ever come to Canada? I don't know. Depends. If they make it out of this storm, which I think they will. I'm siding on they will. If they make it out of this storm, here's what I've done some research on this, and I've noticed that Amazon is doing a lot of pivoting off of the Fire Stick. When you look at the saturation of the Fire Stick opposed to everywhere else, then it'll make sense, because it's not even close. Like, there's no place close to United States as far as Fire Stick usage is concerned. And I didn't think it was, I didn't realize it was that much of a gap. But yeah, US is, and so then if you're pivoting, promoting or pushing your service off the Fire Stick, that's why they're waiting until it gets some saturation or some traction in the US. And then once it gets saturation and traction in the US, then they're going to spread it. That's the heir apparent strategy, in my opinion. So, I thought Canada would kind of be close. No, I gotta find those percentages again. But it's something staggering. Like, it's the US and then nothing else is even close. It's like crazy. So it makes sense if that is their strategy. If their strategy is to pivot this cloud platform off the Fire Stick, that's why it's only in the US. And again, in my opinion, they're just going to take the Fire Stick. I mean, they're just going to wait until it blossoms in the US to where they say, okay, now this thing is getting some traction. Now we can expand. If they can get past this period now with the financial situation the way that it is, then I would say it has to balloon here in the States. I just have concerns, though, with the channel method without a la carte purchases. That's just my only thing. I think that might be hampering. Or I don't think that there are enough options to supplement big ticket titles. Like, for instance, Game Pass just takes the big risk. What they'll do is they'll just go get a big game. They'll pay money for it to come day and date, like they did Outriders, MLB, whatever the case may be, Plague's Tale, Requiem. And that's their way of saying, everything that you're getting is not old in this. And then plus, their games that they create drop into service day and date. So that's their answer to not just giving you old stuff. I haven't seen Luna's answer except for the Ubisoft Plus channel. And I don't think you can just rely on these like Square Enix or whatever, the Square Enix channel. I don't think you can rely on that right now solely, because there's no Square Enix or nobody else seems to be itching to bring a channel. Ubisoft is the only one. I don't see anybody else itching to bring a channel to Luna. So that brings me to this. Do you need a channel, a premium channel, where you're getting big ticket games day and date, even if you're only getting them even if they're only in the service for 60 days? Where you get big ticket games day and date in the service, and you charge a premium price of like maybe $22, $25, you know what I'm saying? Like that's, and you put Plague Tale Requiem in there. You put Dead Island 2 in there. You put, what's that, Callisto Protocol. You put Evil West in this service for about 30, 60 days, and you charge a premium price. Like, I think Amazon's problem is that they're relying too much on other people bringing them content, which I think in the long term will help them out. But for now, I think you're going to have to still acquire these games, and you're going to have to acquire these big ticket games more so in abundance, even if you're not selling them a la carte, and maybe just have a premium channel. Like, I think Amazon Luna would do a lot better if they were getting Evil West instead, and it was in the premium channel. They had about 10 games in the premium channel for about $22 or something like that. I think that would help the channel out a whole lot. Especially if they put that 4K out there. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. That would help Amazon Luna out a lot. Now, do I expect them to try something like that now with this financial downturn? No. People are laying off people. They don't went back to Google. Google done shut down Stadia and shut down these other departments, and they don't went back to Google and said, you still need to, you know, our analysts say that you still need to cut 10,000 jobs. You know what I mean? So they got to get out of this time. When they get out of this tumultuous time, then I would hope to see, and if the platform is still around, I would hope to see that they do something like that, create a premium channel. Creamy Knuckle Gaming has the best controller. Creamy. Yo, he says, all this Google talk is putting me to sleep. The Xbox stuff much more funnier because you don't sound like an emo kid that thinks the world sucks. Oh God, come on, cold blood. That's just cold. That's cold blooded. When you're mad at Spencer, you're at your highest form of entertainment. Well, if people enjoy it, they can catch it at 6 o'clock. They can catch it at 6 o'clock today to hear me go off on Spencer. And you know what? I'm not mad at Phil Spencer. I'm mad at the enablers of Phil Spencer. I'm mad at these people who continue to hear this stuff from him, hear these promises, and then don't come to fruition. Like, hold the man's feet to the fire. Like, that's one thing I'll give PlayStation people. Regardless of how weird they may be as far as finding your phone number and calling you up because you said something about their favorite podcaster, they don't give a damn about Jim Ryan either. They don't the only thing that they'll do is they'll attack Jim Ryan, but at the end of the day, they'll say, oh no, but we're still better than Xbox. That's the only thing they do. But they will flog Jim Ryan. They do not care. And there is this defense of Phil Spencer, even when there's failure, that I don't think help out the platform. And it just makes me look back at the time that I was vigorously in defense of this platform because of the trajectory that it used to be on. And I look at it now and I'm like, wow, this is different. This is different. But I saw mainstream gaming stuff. We're talking cloud gaming. That's why it's a little bit more chill over here, cold blood. And those are, again, just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. So, all right, I'm gonna open it up to the floor. We're gonna just spread on out through the floor. Get everybody's comments. Let's go check out our poll though. We've been asking everybody, where are you playing most as of late? And don't forget, to answer the question, answer the poll. It's not gonna hurt anybody. It's all anonymous. I don't know who selects what. It's just a selection is what we're concerned about to see where everybody's at. We got xCloud. Oh no, we got hardware number 1. xCloud is number 2 at 33%. GFN is at 11%. Other cloud service is at 11%. So let us know. We just want to, we just want to gauge the community, see where everybody's at. Simpleton says, nope, I hate the Luna business model. My anxiety can't take it. Then why you talk about your anxiety? Because you don't know what's going on as far as the platform is concerned? Yeah, I don't know, man. I know a lot of people are concerned. I know our gumshoes over at CloudDosage.com. They're watching every single step. Me personally, it looks like to me that the platform is just cutting back. They're trimming the fat. That's what it looks like to me. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I ain't in their boardroom. I have no idea. But to me, if I was a bet man, I bet my money they're trimming the fat. But it is peculiar that games like Kingdom of Amalur that they said would be there are not there. That's peculiar. You know what I mean? So. Cold Blood Sensei says, Jim Ryan can kick rocks. We don't want to hear him, see him, or even acknowledge him. We want him to do his damn job and dominate the yeah. And that's where, because PlayStation, it seems like that Xbox celebrates and the community celebrates the culture. And when I say culture, I don't mean the culture around games. I mean the culture around interaction. What's important for Xbox is the, Aaron Greenberg coming out there, biting microchips, and Phil Spencer breaking things down the way that he does, and the inclusiveness that he's always speaks in, and the diversity of games and all that nice speech. I think that's at the nucleus of the Xbox community. Where the PlayStation community, they just want the game. They just want domination. They want domination, and they want to see that you're losing sleep to put out the greatest product that everybody wants and can dominate. And there is no defense of Jim Ryan. Only when it's something that proves Xbox to be better at PlayStation than something. But when it's just an isolated conversation of, did you F up? Oh no, they'll flog and tie Jim Ryan. There is no loyalty to Jim Ryan. There's none. There's none. And as a matter of fact, if we're honest, I think Xbox people bring up Jim Ryan more than PlayStation people do, because they're always looking at that prism of the culture. Like, what are your execs saying and what are they doing? Where the PlayStation people don't care about that. They're just looking solely at the product. So, just my thoughts. All right, so it looks like a lot of people have converted to hardware too, which makes sense. I can understand that. I can understand why a lot of people are going to hardware. Because of security. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to beat up on Google all day. We're beyond, but it has some underlying effect of them closing down, for one, and for two, people having, not everybody, but the fact that a good number of people have 2/3 of their return money in Google Play credit. People are like, F this, I'm not going back there. They're still listening into the shows, right? They love the community, but they're not coming back. Once you lose that trust, man, it's hard to get back. Very hard to get back. All right, with that said, that is it from your boy. I think we did enough. Give people some time out, a break. I got to go get something to eat because I ain't ate all day. But it gives you guys a time to go have a bathroom break, make you a quick sandwich, all other stuff, because our good friend Clive is going to be live in about 25 minutes. All right. So we want to check him out. He's going to talk, give his thoughts, share some things on GFM. Okay. All right, then. With that said, I appreciate everybody. Again, at 6 o'clock, check us out. Cold Blood. If you want a good laugh, again, check it out on MM2K Gaming on YouTube. Check me out as we rebroadcast NRO Podcast Episode 4. I'm letting you know, do not play this in front of your kids. Don't play this at church. This is Sailor Mouth MM2K going off. That's what we do over. All the gloves come off over at HNDC. There is no. It's not this. That's why Cold Blood came over here, waiting to see blood and guts. Like, nah, brother, it's a little bit more chill over here. But if you want to see raging MM2K, go check me out over at NRO Podcast 6 o'clock Eastern. That's 2.5 hours from now on at MM2K Gaming. All right. With that said, I appreciate everybody. Thank y'all so much for coming through. And until next time, as always, have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.